We're at the intersection of Stoddard Lane and Pine Cove Road, and we're going north on Stoddard. The property will be on the right. You'll see the fire station right there, and the property is here on the right. Ah, there's the lake. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but you can sure see it from the property. There's the Lake of the Ozarks through the trees. With a few of these trees cut, that would be one heck of a view. It's just been logged within the last few months. It's been logged. It doesn't look like they took a lot of the trees up by the road, but as soon as you get back just a few feet, they did. I'm still seeing that lake view, which is very, very nice. Oh, I love that. It's getting better. If this were my personal property, I would probably spend a few hours and cut some of those smaller trees and improve that lake view. But let's go ahead further up and we'll see what we're looking at. This looks like it was probably the main landing when they logged this property. So that's where they would have parked some of their machinery. They would have cut the trees and dragged them to the landing. And then that's where they would have kind of trimmed them and loaded them onto the trucks. Okay. I'll leave this running. We'll just go have a look around. So I pulled off of Stoddard, parked on the property. Now this has just been logged within the last few months, so you get to see it at its worst. The landings are always the ugliest part, and this is looks like the main landing right here. We've been buying and selling property for about 20 years, and we do buy one of the types of properties we do buy are properties that have been recently logged, like this one, and sometimes we'll clean them up and sometimes we won't. On this one, we've decided to leave it just as it is and reduce the price, give someone a good deal on a really nice property. There's that lake view. I'm going to climb up on the top of this brush pile because I really want to capture that lake view. This is pretty darn cool. Oh, look at that. That's great. So tough to get a property with an actual lake view. They're out there, but man, you've got to pay for them. And this one is going to be a steal because it has been recently logged. But look at that gorgeous view. Sometimes we'll get a property with a little sliver of lake view, not close to this nice, but it'll be a wintertime view, and when the leaves are on the trees, you won't see a thing. Well, this is a year-round lake view. And that is just, that's really nice. That's awesome. I'm a view guy. I love the feeling you get with a great view, and that is really cool. You'll see in the summer you can watch the boats go by. If you were to take out a few of these trees, that would improve it even more. All we do when we clean up properties, we have a few guys we work with, and we have a few skid loaders, and we'll go in and we'll push up the brush, and then we'll wait until generally the winter time, and if we get just a little bit of snow, that's when we'll go in and burn the brush piles. A safe way to get rid of unwanted brush. And then, you know, after just a few years, everything will grow up, the brush and limbs will rot down, and the young trees will start to grow up, and this will look just fantastic. And you'll be head and shoulders above the guys who paid a premium price for their property because you bought yours after it had been logged, and you just waited a few years. Another thing that logging does is it leaves behind these trails. So you can see several trails throughout the property. But I'm kind of focused upon this lake view right now. This is one of the better lake views I've seen. Man, I like that. This is where I would personally build. I'd spend a weekend and I'd burn these brush piles and clear out a spot. You know, I might come a little bit more off the road for privacy, but I guarantee you my home or cabin would take advantage of that view. That's really pretty. We're just a few minutes from the lake, obviously. In fact, this property goes south from where we are, close to the water. Solid investment potential. Missouri is one of the last kind of secret spots where land is still reasonable. Go look at Lakeview property in just about any other state. First of all, property close to a big lake is very expensive, and Lakeview is where the mansions are going. You can do lakefront. Some people prefer that. That's great, but you're gonna pay your share of taxes on a big lakefront property. For some people, the enjoyment of the lakefront is worth the extra initial outlay and the extra money for taxes. A lot of people prefer to have a view and then stick their boat in one of the marinas and someone else worry about the maintenance and taxes, fees and all that stuff. You get to enjoy the view and go use your boat anytime you want. Great property. Needs some cleanup. If we were to clean this up, this would be a very expensive property. As it is right now, if you want to do some cleanup yourself, or just wait a few years, you're going to get a steal. It's a big property. I've got no way to fit it all into one video. So come and check it out, explore it, spend some time up here. Hopefully you'll keep in mind that when you look at this mess, you're just looking at all the money you're saving. That's pretty good way to do things in my mind, is buy a property when it looks bad, especially if you don't plan to build for a few years. Why not just get it super cheaply? Let things grow up, let the brush rot down, come out a couple times a year and clean it up a little bit. In 15 years, you've got this paid off. It's appreciated in value. It looks fantastic. That's how you do it. That is exactly how you do it. So come take a look at this one, paved road frontage. I can see an electric line right there. You can pull right on in any type of vehicle. Bring a chainsaw, clear out some of these little stumps. You can make your own building site. Be careful and have fun. Oh, looking at this here. I love trees, but I would cut 40 or 50 of these trees in a heartbeat, and you would extend that lake view over to here as well. I can see it peeking through back there, but there are 40 or 50 small trees, probably 15 pretty good sized trees, which could actually stay and you'd still have the view between the trees. But 30 or 40 small trees that could go, and this would be a showcase property. Find another property this size with this view for this money and let me know about it. Wow, that's a good one. That's the property on Stoddard Road with a great view of Lake of the Ozarks.